Hello children, in this video we are going to learn a new poem from 6th standard English, term 3, unit 2, A Tragic Story, written by William Makepeace Thackeray. Okay, so children, a tragic story. Tragic means what? Tragic means sad. Okay, a sad story, a tragic story, both are same. Okay, so at the end of this poem, you children have to decide whether it is a sad story or comic story. Okay, so let's move to the story now. A Tragic Story, written by William Makepeace Thackeray. Okay, so I'm going to read out this poem. Listen to me carefully, children. Okay, there lived a sage in days of yore, and he had handsome pigtail wore, but wandered much and sorrowed more, because it hung behind him. Okay, so there was a sage. Sage means a wise man. தமிழில் சொல்லணும் வச்சுக்கேன் முனிவர்னு சொல்லுவோம். That is called sage, wise man. Okay, there was a wise man a long back ago, a long time ago. ஒரு காலத்துக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு முனிவர் இருந்தாரு. Okay, ஒரு sage, a wise man. Okay, and he had handsome pigtail wore. So the wise man, the sage, had a long, beautiful pigtail behind him. Pigtail means you can see it in the picture. The girl has hair, no, that is called pigtail. So that sage had a long pigtail behind him. Okay, it was looking so handsome, it was looking so beautiful, the pigtail. But wandered much and sorrowed more. He was wandered, அவருக்கு அதிசயமா இருந்துச்சு, because he had that long and beautiful pigtail behind him. But he sorrowed more. அவர் ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டாரு. He sorrowed more because it hung behind him. Why he is worrying is because the pigtail is hanging behind him. Because the pigtail is hanging behind him. அவருக்கு வந்து ஏன் வருத்தம்னா அந்த pigtail வந்து அவருக்கு பின்னாடி தொங்கிட்டு இருக்கு. That's why he is worried. He is sorrowed. Okay. So what are the rhyming words? Your, or, more. So these three words are called rhyming words. Okay. So what is the rhyming scheme? The rhyming scheme is A, and B. Okay, so first three A, the last word him is B. Okay, so this is what the rhyming scheme for this stanza. Okay, so let's move to the second stanza. He mused upon his curious case and swore he would change the pigtail's place and have it hanging at his face, not dangling there behind him. So he decides himself that he's so curious about to change the pigtail's place, because he doesn't want it hanging behind him. So he wants it to hang at his face. அவருக்கு பின்னாடி தொங்குறது பிடிக்கல, அதனால என்ன பண்றாரு, அந்த அந்த ஜடையை அவர் முன்னாடி மூஞ்சில தொங்க விடணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு he is deciding. Okay, okay, so he swore means promised. He promised that he would change the pigtail's place. Okay, where he wants it to hang, he wants it to hang at his face, not behind him. Okay, so dangling means hanging. So where he wants to hang it, he wants it to hang at his face, not at behind him. Okay, he was so curious. Curious means ரொம்ப ஒரு ஆர்வமா இருக்கிறாரு. Why? Because he want to change the place of the pigtail. Okay, so what are the rhyming words? Case, place, face, and these three words are called rhyming words. Okay, so what is the rhyming scheme for it? A. Okay, last one is B, because these first three words are pronouncing same, so they are called A. Okay, the last word him is different, so it is B. So what is the rhyming scheme? A, and B. So this is what the rhyming scheme for it. Okay, so let's move to the third stanza. Says he, the mystery I have found. Says he, the mystery I have found. I will turn me around. He turned him around, but still it hung behind him. So finally the sage has decided, I have found the mystery. And the vayina kandupidichittu, I have found the solution to change the place of the pigtail. Who says? The sage. He has found the mystery to change the place of the pigtail. What is the mystery? I will turn me around. He will turn around. So what he is deciding is to turn him around, to turn him around. Okay, but he's still doing like that. He's rounding himself again and again the whole day, but it is still hanging behind him, because it is not coming at his face, because it is still hanging behind him. So what are the rhyming words? Found, round. So these three words are called rhyming words. So the last word is him. That is different, so it is not rhyming word. So what is the rhyming scheme? A, and the last one is B. Okay, so what is the rhyming scheme? A, and the last one is B. So these are the rhyming scheme. Okay. So let's move to the next stanza. Then round and round and out and in, all day the puzzle says did spin. Okay. At first he was at first he was rolling, isn't it? At first he was rounding, and after that he's going inside, he's coming outside, he's rolling everywhere, he's turning his body, he's rolling his body, but the place of the pigtail is not changing. The round and round, he's rounding again and again the whole day, and he's going inside the house, he's coming outside of the house, but but the place of the pigtail is not changing. Okay. The puzzled sage did spin. Puzzled means the confused. The confused sage did spin because he has been doing this action for the whole day, but the place of that pigtail is not changing because it is still hanging behind him. In vain, it mattered not a spin. In vain. Vain means useless. All his effort became useless. All his effort became useless because it was not useful for just a pin, because the entire effort was useless. The pigtail hung still behind him because the pigtail is still hanging behind him. So, what are the rhyming words? In, spin, pin. Okay, these three words are called the rhyming words, and the last one is not the same, so that is not rhyming word. So, what is the rhyming scheme? Is A, and the last one is B. Okay. Okay, next stanza. And right and left and round about, and up and down and in and out. He turned, but still the pigtail stout hang steadily behind him. So at first he was rounding again and again. He was going inside the house. He was coming outside the house. Why he's doing like this means just to change the place of the pigtail, isn't it? But it's not changing. And now he's doing. He's rounding right side. He's rounding left side. He's rolling on the ground. He's rolling about all the day, but the place is not changing. And about and down and in and out. So he's jumping up, he's jumping and down. Okay, and he's going inside the house, he's coming outside the house. He turned, but still the pigtail stout, because still the pigtail is so adamant. The pigtail is so adamant that it doesn't want to change its place. Okay, so it is so adamant. Stout means strong. Okay, hung steadily behind him. The pigtail is still hanging behind him steadily. Okay, so what are the rhyming words? About, out, stout, and the last one is not the last one is him. It is not a rhyming word. So rhyming scheme is A, and the last word is B. So last stanza. And though his efforts never slack, and though he twist and twirl and stack, alas, still faithful to his back, the pigtail hangs behind him. So all his effort, he has taken a lot of effort to change the place of the pigtail. Actually, the sage doesn't want the pigtail to hang behind him. He wants it to hang at his face, isn't it? So that he is taking a lot of effort to change its place. He is rolling, he's jumping, he's going inside the house, he's coming outside the house, he's doing all his efforts, he's doing all he could, but the place of the pigtail is not changing. It was so adamant, isn't it? So all his effort became vain, all his efforts became useless, but he was so confident that he could change the place of the pigtail, isn't it? And though he twist and twirl, so now he's bending his body, he's twisting his body, twirling his body. அவர் உடம்ப வளைக்கிறாரு, உடம்ப சுத்துறாரு, but the pigtail is not changing. And stack, it is still adamant. Alas, alasனா ஐயோ பாவம் அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். Still faithful to his back, but the pigtail is still hanging behind him. The pigtail hangs behind him because the pigtail is still hanging behind him. So, the sage has taken a lot of effort, has taken a lot of try, isn't it? But the place of the pigtail is not changing. So that's what the poem says here, isn't it? So, but he doesn't want to give up his trying, isn't it? So he wants to keep trying until he changes the place of the pigtail. So what are the rhyming words from this stanza is slack, tack, back, isn't it? These three words are called rhyming words. So rhyming scheme is A, and the last word is B. So rhyming scheme is A, and the last one is B. So this is what the rhyming scheme. Okay. So children, from this poem what we learn is we should not quite, we should not give up our trying. So we have to keep trying if you want to wish, if we wish to do something, isn't it? So you can say now, you can tell me now that whether it is a sad story or a comic story. I say it's a comic story only because the sage is doing like mad, isn't it? It's like this poem is like comedy because all he's doing is comedy to the audience, comic to the audience, isn't it? To the readers. So I think this poem is not tragedy. Instead, it is a comic story. Okay. So listen, children. So please learn all the glossaries, all the rhyming words and rhyming scheme. Okay. Wish you all the best.